argument that premature introduction to technology and dependence on technology robs the child of the opportunity to learn the skills of learning.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think about 10 years ago, I wrote a book called Stratosphere. And I said there are three things that are about the future. One is pedagogy, the other is knowing about change, and the third is technology. And then I also wrote this driver's paper where I said technology can be an accelerator, but should never be a driver, policy-wise or strategy-wise.
Yes.
And then we have the new version. I don't know whether you saw my report on the right drivers for whole system change.
Yes.
And one of them, they're paired, and one of the pairs is social intelligence vis-a-vis artificial intelligence or machine intelligence. So if I step back from this is very complex in many ways, because you could say, well, technology should play this or that role. But the fact is that technology imposes itself on the world every which way in an uncontrollable way. It's just all over, hidden and other not so hidden ways. So you can't avoid technology. You can provide guidelines, and we have done that. And I think the one there's a combination of maybe three things. One is to make sure all students have access. This is, I'm talking about access to a device, a platform, and a place of using it, kind of minimum, because you couldn't stop it anyways. It is happening that way, so why not make it more fair? And then the second is we've put our emphasis on well-being and learning, and we have a neuroscientist on our team that's very much seamlessly part of our team. And well-being and learning is our foundational part, and so then that's one foundational part. The second foundational part is new pedagogy or pedagogy, which is a different relationship between the learner and teachers and others. So there's a lot of good ideas in that. They're not all new, as you well know. They've been some of them around for a long time, but we're pulling them together. So if you have well-being and purpose, you have now better pedagogy, then you can introduce technology. If you're straight about your purpose and you're straight about your pedagogy, then you can take more than minimal technology seriously. So I think the approach is not to deny technology, but to have it as part of, in our case, it's part of 4 drivers. Well-being and learning is driver 1. Second driver is social intelligence. Third driver is investment of money by the system into capacity building. The fourth driver is systemness. So as long as that's your part, and then you then use technology, use other things that are part of that. But I think it's not very productive to take absolutist stance. Technology should not do this or whatever, because you can't control that. But you can control the positive agenda to say, if we shape it this way, and we have students who are learners, and that's the fundamental part, and they're concerned about purpose and well-being, and so are the parents, and so are the teachers. Yeah, there's a place of technology. Where does it fit? Let's use it. And the people will find themselves, they're using it anyways without knowing everything. I mean, artificial intelligence is all over us. So it's there. It's there. We just have to recognize it and use it. It's to control
it. It's to use technology as the tool, as opposed to being enslaved by it, really, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's an age-old problem with humans and technology anyways. Humans are always faced with how do they use the advances of modernity, because you can misuse.
So is deep learning really is aided by technology if used properly?
Yes. Yeah. You need, it's one of our, when we have in our learning design, we have 4 components. One is students as learners. Second is partners in learning. Third is changing the learning environment. And the fourth is digital leverage. So those 4 feed on each other. That you, if you're having good pedagogy, it's interacting with digital. If you're having partnerships and learning and changing environment and the goals of the 6 C's, they're all impinging on technology. And and receiving kind of technology in return. So it's got to be, we have to have a small number of connections that are core for this to work, not 20 connections.
Sure.
We can't handle that, but we can handle 4, 5, or
Keep it
6.
simple.